others to join in, we can share a little bit about who we are, what is it that we want, kind of thing from the session. And I know, Charlie, you've recently signed up, so maybe if there are any specific things which you'd like to be covered in this session for today, or wanted to just share your experience so far, that would be useful for us to hear. Yeah, if you want to I think you're currently on mute again, by the way. So yeah, just whatever you can share.
Yeah, I've been with you guys for about 2 weeks. I think it's about 2 weeks. I'm looking for some off-market properties. I think I sent about 135 letters out. I've had 4 responses at the moment. I know there's a lot of empty properties that I've sent some to, so I'm hoping that they'll get picked up soon.
Sure.
Out of those 4 responses, I've put offers in for 2, which I'm just waiting to see.
That's brilliant.
One of them was somebody had opened my ad. I've only had one person click the QR code. The rest have all been phone calls.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just kind of one of those things where you want to make sure you give them different opportunities, whether they use the evaluation budget, whether they want to give a phone call. The main thing is that you don't want them to be missing those leads. So it's good stuff.
I was also looking for rent-to-rent opportunities. I've had nothing back off the rent-to-rent opportunities, to be honest with you, but they would have hit last week. Again, there's going to be a lot of empty units, so it's just a case of when anybody gets around to these units as well.
Yeah, I think some of your letters went late last week, so some of them might even get picked up this week. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, nice one. Cool.
So, yeah,
and anything in particular you want to be seeing today? I know we've had a few conversations, but in terms of anything which you'd like to be covered in today's session.
I'm interested in what you're going to chat about with the letter sending. I'm interested in that. I would like you, if you could, to go over the auction search. Is that for unsold lots, or is that for lots that are actually being advertised at the moment? Or would you say that the older the sort of listing is, it's probably unsold?
Sure. We'll try and cover. I think it's a bit of a combination, so we'll take that. So right now, I'm just trying to take the points in terms of what we want to be talking about. So
okay.
So thanks for this. I'll try and cover as much as I can today. But thanks for giving the inputs. Let's see if we can have anybody else who'd like to actually share what they're up to before we kick off things properly, what they know about us and what they would like to see from today's session. Also, just in general, like whether you're an investor, sourcer, agent, what is it that you guys do? I see Coyote's just come off mute. Hello, hi Coyote, how are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Yeah, I want to. There's 2 things in my mind that I wanted to understand. Number one is when I search for deal or property or address, is there any way I can come back to it without taking my credit again?
Okay, that's an important one. I think a few people have this question, so we should we'll cover that definitely. And Zhao, we should also create an article on this maybe to help out. Yeah. Okay.
Then the second one is when I check, I see some property expired on the category expire. Some will say, I want to know if they are expired, that means they are not available again, or I just need an explanation with that column.
Okay, that's fine. We'll cover that. I think that's absolutely fine, and you're not the first one to ask this. I think that some people have been confused around it. So yeah, I'll be covering that. So when we talk about off-market opportunities, will want to be like talking about that. So I think they are actually one of the key ones for people to be going after. But I can understand why you're confused, so we'll definitely cover that. Okay. And sorry for others, Coyote, also, was it last month you attended the webinar and joined us recently as well?
Yes, I
So
joined us.
okay. Okay, nice. All right. And you're a property sourcer, right?
What brought me is rent to rent.
Sure, sure.
But if I
Okay.
get more knowledge to tap into source, the mind. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So for those who have just joined us late in the webinar, just wanted to give the initial 5-10 minutes to quick introductions, making sure we know what we're covering. Also, we have quite a lot to cover today. There has been a major release that went in yesterday in terms of direct to vendor stuff and letter sending. So there's quite a lot and some really good news for you guys. The prices have we've negotiated really good deals with our suppliers, so you've actually got massive discounts available, and we can go through some of that stuff as well. But if well, before we kick off, last 5 minutes, everyone, can you guys feel free to come off mute and share what is it that you guys do? And if you can't go off mute, then please just type in the chat what you guys do, whether what you would like to be seeing covered in this today's session. So we try and keep it to that. I think I can see it's a small group, so that would allow us to a lot of personal conversations. Obviously, I don't want to be just raffling around for 1 hour. I would like to make it interactive and help you guys with stuff which you need rather than what I want to say. And I think some of you may have been called by our new AI agent, Alex. And something if you guys wanted to understand how we are leveraging AI to increase our like customer base and how we're helping some of our clients, we'd be happy to chat about that as well. So if that is of interest, please enter in the chat so we know that that is something you guys would like to understand, and we'll see if we can cover it now or we'll ping you guys later.
Okay, hi Nitin. Sorry, my camera is not off because I was working from home. But
That's right.
just to give a quick introduction, I think I was sort of introduced by Alex introduced this or booked me in. I can't remember.
Nice.
So primarily, the way I do is I work in finance, so I'm not a full-time property person, but I started doing during COVID. So I have a few buy-to-let, but it's something that I purchase and I just continue to doing it. But
Nice.
so having said that, now I'm trying to scale it a little bit more. So because when you start trying to scale it, you can't keep buying every single property. So
Of course.
some of my people I knew are doing very well with rent. So I started looking at it, but it totally, utterly something new for me. So I just didn't know where to start. I think that is why I came across Alex. So I was just keen to find out how I can actually try a little bit because I'm based in central London. So try a little
Sure.
bit. It's possible to see whether that model works, at least for a while, for cash flow reasons, and then move on to use it for other things as well. So I'm not entirely sure what the portal gives just now. I just jumped out of the call. So forgive
Sure.
me for asking. Only piece that I was looking at was that.
Oh, no, I think that thanks a lot, Bhavani. I think glad that you've shared that. And I guess for others who've joined, so some of you may have seen some emails from Alex over the last couple of days. And just to be clear, she's not the one presenting today. Unfortunately, you guys are stuck with me, a human. Hopefully, in the next coming few months, we will replace myself and get Alex to do the presentation. So you can spend a bit more time. But really, what we're trying to do is help our customers a bit more. I think I've had some really good interactions with some of the recent joiners, and I think some of the other people who are I can see on the call as well. So we try and obviously speak to them, but unfortunately, we can't create copies of myself. So I decided to actually add new members to the team. Zhao became part of PDI a few months ago now. And then we've also added Alex, and there's another AI avatar coming in, Beth, which hasn't been unleashed yet. But each of these AI avatars are actually being trained in something specific so that they can actually interact with the customers and actually take information from you guys, what you guys are trying to do, how we can help you, etc. Don't and if you ever get a call from it, don't ignore it thinking it's a dumb robot. It's actually been quite helpful and has been really allowing our teams to help people a lot more. So, I mean, now there's actually a proof that we have a human joining the call because an AI robot spoke to him. So, if you guys would like it to be also part of your businesses, how you can actually speak to landlords, how you can be speaking to vendors or making offers or inquiries. So, that is something which we are helping some of our larger or serious customers and in terms of helping them scale their business. But yeah, I mean, I think we can briefly talk about that in this session, but if we need more details on that, we can actually maybe cover in another session. I think conscious of time, I am going to summarize what all we've heard so far. I've had people who are investors, sources, people who are actually kind of juggling multiple tasks. I have a daytime job, which a lot of people tend to have within the property sector, and they're trying to do property in the evenings and stuff. How can we use PDI? How can we use AI? How can we use the automations which we offer, and that can allow streamlining your businesses? And it's a good mix of people who've actually recently joined. Some of them have been with us for longer. And then ultimately, it's always a good way to actually come together, learn from others how they are using it. I think rent was a common theme. So we have started trying to put together some information, and I think that might have been shared. We've even tried to give you guys some sample best filters, what you can actually set up. And I think if anybody is interested in any particular areas or type of a strategy, what we will do when I share my screen, we will maybe try and give you guys by creating those AI alerts so we can actually like refer to them again. I know Coyote mentioned how can I actually see some deals which I have seen once without spending credits again. So we'll also give you how you can actually create shortcuts or download them, etc. So that's something which we'd like to cover. Anyone interested in what the right offer is? I mean, because I think a lot of people want off-market opportunities and they get it. And there's a reason I'm trying to do this session slightly differently than how I usually do, because I think I want it to be a bit more interactive. I want it to be a bit more, let's try and cover certain things which we sometimes don't. And I think one topic which every time maybe gets missed in the webinar is around due diligence, valuations, how much can I offer or should I offer? Or if you're actually an investor, the other way around, what should I be offering? How can I quickly analyze things? And I think I'll give you an example if it's okay, Charlie, in terms of how you sent out certain letters out and then you'd received an inquiry. Maybe the initial one, there were some alarm bells ringing. So we'll try and cover what are the common things to understand, and how do you tackle objection from some of the customers which you're sort of looking to make offers to. Anything which I have said people are not interested or interested in, or anything which I haven't said but they would like to see, can you guys please put that in the chat so we know that that is a thing which we would like to cover. And in the meantime, I'm actually gonna kick off things. And actually, I should have done this earlier. By the way, I am Nitin Aggarwal. I'm the founder of Property Deals Insight. So I have spoken to quite a few of you guys, and hopefully we try and speak to our customers. I think there were some compliments given by some of our clients on this call as well, same to think that we were the only ones talking to people, and which is obviously useful because we like to help customers. But yeah, so we try our best. We can't talk to everybody, but we'd like for you guys to join these webinars, and if you have any problems, just get in touch and then we can help you guys out. So with that, I'm going to kick off. But before I do that, Zhao, do you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Uh, Hi everyone. I'm Joe. Recently joined the property deals insight. So I'm currently handling the business matter of like client relationship management. So probably I should have called you before, and yeah, and we are just here to like answer your queries and questions, and please feel free to like bring up your business questions, and we can definitely help you out. Yeah. Thank you, Eric. Thank you guys very much for joining us.
Sure, thank you. Okay, so I can see some points here already in the chat. And Zhao, if I haven't covered anything, just feel free to let me know as well. I can see quickly, Wendy's basically property investor, love to hear more about AI, can assist following and finding BMV. Yep, we can cover that below market value stuff. I guess everybody's interested in that. And then I can see again another BMV. Yep, that's fine. And AI. Yeah, I think AI is like the hot topic. And how you use it depends on some of your business model. But what we will try and do is we'll cover how we are leveraging AI, and I think how some of our customers do. Without obviously explicit permission, we can't give too much detail, but I think that should give you guys some flavor of things. And then because this call is being recorded and will be published on our channel. But if there is anything very bespoke for your requirements, we will try and have a one-to-one conversation afterwards as well. But please try and ask the right relevant questions here. But if there is anything very specific to your business which you don't want others to know, those bits we can definitely cover offline. All right, cool. So I will kick off by sharing my screen, and one of the big things which I wanted to talk about was what's new, what new things which we have launched. And I will try and cover this in the form of, okay, how should I do this? Yeah, I don't want to bore you with the same old stuff every time, but I'll try and cover some of the new interesting features which we have been actually exploring and how that should hopefully help you guys a bit more with your journey. All right, hopefully you can see my correct screen. I've got two monitors, so I'm just actually moving things around. I think a lot of people on the call already know we are Property Deals Insight. We are one of the most powerful companies in the UK in terms of property data and analysis. So we've kind of your one-stop shop within property, all your property needs, whether you're looking for deals, finding them on market, off market, motivated vendors, below market value. I mean, topics like rent to rent, auctions, all sorts of things. Then how do you do your due diligence, appraisals, everything? Because you can find all the deals, but if you don't know how much you should buy a certain deal or how much you should offer on a certain deal, there's no such thing as what is a below market value deal when you don't know the market value. So how do you identify what the market value is? Then you can obviously negotiate from a position of strength. And if that is something of interest to you guys, we'll cover that in today's session in terms of how can I command more fees from my clients? How can I actually charge higher sourcing fee? How can I actually find other co-investors or JV partners for my investments? If that is again something of interest, please say yay or nay in the chat. So that's something which we'll cover. We do help small players and large players. So this one I'll possibly skip for this session. However, we have different platforms now as a property inside ecosystem. We also have solutions for some of the largest financial institutions, portfolio clients, etc. And I'll skip it for now. But if that is of interest, please just ping us in the chat. I think, Zhao, you can leave the contact details as well for people to actually ping us relevant questions. And I think this one is giving the nature of the audience and the make of the audience. I believe this would be quite interesting. How can you find motivated vendors? How can we target them with precision? Rent to rent, expired stock, new stock, sales listings. I think Bamini was mentioning how I can acquire, scale up my portfolio, that sort of things. And then if you want to look at everything which is in the market, you have tools like that. and which areas are of interest. How can I actually decide which is the best area to invest if I haven't yet decided on that? So that's something which we already have. And then the other couple of things, which are how do I go? Well, I think rent is there for quite a lot of people who asked that. We covered that. How can I get branded lead magnets? How can I actually create like a lead machine for my business, whether you have a website or you don't have a website? And a lot of time people ask, I want to offer below market value offers to my clients. How can I do that? Does your valuation widget work in a way that they tell them, well, basically what price will it tell, etc. So if that is something of interest, because I mean, all the things which I'm hearing, whether it's rent to rent, whether it's sales, listings, etc. At the end of the day, what you want to do is rather than having to you doing everything, how can you scale your business? How can you do it without burning yourself down to the ground? So those things is where I think PDI and AI, well, behind the scenes, which we use quite a lot of AI internally, but how can you start plugging these things into your daily routines, and how can you set AI alerts, and whether basically in how we are leveraging it. We've also built a number of tools with using AI, and then we've also created a number of AI employees for our business, which are actually helping us with marketing, which are helping us with speaking to customers, understanding, bringing them onto the calls, registering them for webinars, or if you're booking viewings, sort of thing for those kind of for customers. So all those things are being done behind the scenes with our AI employees now. And that's something which is changing the game quite significantly for us. And just a bit of news for you guys. We have actually been shortlisted for the best marketing, well, business supplier for helping clients or agents with sales and marketing intelligence, which is the key stuff which we talk about, the market intelligence of motivating vendors things. So we are actually part of the Negotiator Awards shortlist because of all the good work and what you guys have been like, how what tools and stuff which you guys like. So yeah, you have access to some of the best tools out in the market. Okay, so very quickly, let's just quickly log into the platform. So if you haven't already logged in, Zhao, can you start sending some links in terms of where to find whether people are registered, etc. So I mean, I can focus on this thing. So how do you find who we are, where is the login, where is the registration, all that sort of stuff. So people, if they want to follow it while we are on the call, or if you want to do it later, so you can do it as well. So, but if you can actually start sharing the registration link. So when you come in, you'd see a lot of tools within the platform, and people say, "What is? I'm not an agent. I'm a sourcer. I'm a property investor, etc., etc." But quite honestly, within property, people wear multiple hats. So you may be an investor, but you want to do stuff which agents do, or you might be an agent, but then you also have like, oh, I also got a side thing where I'm investing into properties. Or you could be a sourcing professional, which is a bit of like, I'm not sure if I'm an agent, I'm not. So a lot of time people are like, I'm an investor, but I help others as well. So ultimately, bottom line is you want to be getting access to all of the tools under one umbrella, and that's what PDI gives you. It doesn't matter whether you're an a registered agent or not, but if you are looking to scale up business quickly, if you want to scale up your one-man band or 10-man band or 100-man band, whatever category you fit in, we've got the tools to help you with that. And you actually don't need 50 people to be helping you scale. We've got so many use cases and examples of how people have scaled up fairly quickly. And yes, it can sometimes feel intimidating in terms of all the tools which are on offer. But once you get a hang of it, it's only like a few clicks every few days or once a week sort of thing, or not even that, and that can get you going and getting in touch with people coming to you. All right, so I'll basically kick off some of the things which people have asked. One of the things which was asked was actually auctions, I believe. Let's start in that order. So if you're looking for auction deals on our platform, if you are under the investor area, you will see on and off market deals in here. You've actually got You've got the deal finder again, which I'll keep sharing the links as we kind of cover in different topics. So within deal finder, you have different strategies. What deal finder does, I think the name is pretty self-explanatory. It helps you find deals. And what we have got, Deal Finder has gone through different iterations. So what basically it does, rather than you going around looking for deals on the big portals, where you sort of have to figure out what deal works for which strategy, etc., we've basically flipped the switch. So these are like your AI filters. I mean, well, we created the platform 6 years ago now. At that time, AI wasn't so much of a thing, so we didn't really call it AI filters. But ultimately, that's what we've been doing all along. So behind the scenes, we have our AI bots, which actually look through all the deals and then figure out whether it's a buy refurb refinance kind of deal, whether there are discounted deals. I know a lot of people said about I want below market value sort of thing. And then auctions was mentioned, and you've got HMOs, short lease options. So there are quite a few of different types of strategies, all of the stuff which experts have been doing and making a lot of money, which is what I guess most of us want to do. How can we fast track that without having to like burn yourself down to the ground? Right, so if I click any of the filters in here, let's just pick this. So this is what it's done is it's basically simply going to ask, tell me the strategy or the deal type. So you can actually look at all of these ones. Now, whether you're looking for BRRs or below market values or auction deals or planning approved, etc. So if we say auctions, and we can specify any of the areas. I'll just keep London for now. You can specify minimum maximum prices, and you can tell what type of properties you're interested in. And this is like a search radius. So you can put a postcode or a location, whatever, in this one, and it will then allow you to search. And every search costs 1 investor credit. So when we do this search, what it then tries to do is it looks at all of the properties which have been available for auctions. And I think what you will find here is, so in this area, you'd find most of the stock is on market stock. So effectively, stock which is on the market. And what you are finding here is basically giving you all those results, and it's showing you different agents who've actually listed their stock for auctions, whether this is through Foxtons or Knight Frank or Savills or Hamptons, etc., etc. So you can see all of these popular auction houses, etc. So stock which has been listed and made available in different auction houses. So what we do is we aggregate everything and show you in one place, so you don't have to go at 50 different places to find all of this stock. What you find in auctions is quite a few. I mean, auctions is like always a great sort of a mix of things. And I think what you will find in auctions sometimes is because people sometimes put guide price, etc., etc. But then you can also look at these really important filters. So rather than having to go at every single property out there, start opening it, trying to see which ones are for me, which ones are not, what this sort of view gives you is shows you all the deals. And then you can also see what kind of yields you can expect in this and what kind of reductions are there. So more reductions, more motivated vendor, more a chance for you to actually secure a below market value deal. Everybody keeps running after BMV. But how do we basically start identifying who's going to be willing to take a better offer from me, which can actually be below market value, and how do you then analyze really what is a property worth? So all those things are linked within here. Sometimes people don't realize it. And while I'm on this screen, I will basically, before I jump in, well, actually, let me do that first, and then I'll explain you some of the shortcuts. So if you look at this one, let's just pick one of these. I just selected that one, and then maybe I'll also open something, whatever, this one. Let's just go. So what this does is as you click on that, and a lot of time people have confusions around tokens and everything, so they're scared of the credits running out, etc. So all you spend when you ran this search was one single credit. So within that single credit, you get up to 100 results. So when I'm clicking on each of these separately, they are opening up in here. You're not spending credits on any of this stuff as of now, right? So unless you download stuff and all those kind of things. But when you're looking at all these deals on all of the analysis which is being produced by PDI, you're not being charged an extra credit for this, right? So you don't really run out of your credits very quickly. I mean, when you generally run out of credits, you're possibly a very rich man by then, or a woman. So you basically see all of this. It's also showing you what the offer price is. The offer price is nothing but the asking price currently. What this is, it's actually editable field. So if you wanted to see, actually auctions is obviously one of those where one of the reasons why we created this as an editable field, although it works across the different strategies. But within auctions, you may start seeing things are basically get heated when you're sat in an auction, when basically, if, let's just say it went up quite a bit above what you would have thought at home and done all your Excel sheet analysis. But with this due diligence calculator or buy-to-let analysis, you are actually instantly able to change the numbers and see how that is actually impacting your ROI, whether or not it's going to be a useful deal for you anymore or not. So you can basically play it while you're sat in a really tense situation. The last thing you want is to get the maths wrong, and then basically stuck with a deal which you didn't really want in the first place. So that's really, really useful from that perspective. And it does like a light touch due diligence. In this case, it shows you the local market, what the averages, etc. are. We have like a proper due diligence in terms of the full blown analysis for that property, etc., which is the reports. Also, a lot of time you don't really know what property it is, but you can actually click this magic button and it will reveal the full addresses for the property. When you do the reveal the full address, that's time you are actually spending 1 credit, but that's it really. So you just basically spending 1 credit to get the vendor's full address for the property basically, which you are actually doing. And you can, with 1 click, also get in touch with them. But I mean, I'm going to show that in scale rather than one by one. So that's something you can do. Also, you can actually click on the get valuation report as well. So you can click it from here. I personally never like to do it from here, but I mean, you also have the appraisal reports under this section. So again, Shao, if you can share the direct link for how to find the appraisal reports. So you can come in here, you can start in by entering the details of the property. You already got it here. The only reason I don't like it there is because it will open it here. I want to see the report and the everything else in there. So, but there's nothing, that's my personal preference. But you can actually enter the details here. And this is for any property. It doesn't even have to be on the market. So you can get an appraisal report, due diligence report for every single UK home, any property, whatever, 30 million of them. Doesn't matter whether they're on the market or not. So you can actually generate that. You can get internal areas of the properties. You can put in any postcode, for instance, if I just put that. So it will actually start loading up the addresses. When you select that, it will show you the internal areas of the properties. A lot of times people don't themselves know internal area of their property. So that's why we basically link it with the EPC register and the government system and other information we hold. So all the trusted sources, so we try and populate it. But sometimes it's possible that these things may be out of date because the vendor may have done something but not actually informed the departments, etc. Most of the time they are accurate, but we just always say make sure you check what it is. I mean, there was an instance recently with one of our clients who basically said, oh, well, the valuation is coming quite low, but because it felt that actually the valuation for a 3-bedroom property was showing it was 28 square meter, which felt a bit weird to me. So I think we then had a look at all the neighboring properties, which allowed us to actually say, yeah, it makes sense. So we were able to go back to the vendor. I think we'll kind of come back to that. So yeah, I mean, I think this is how you use the deal finder. You can do the quick due diligence if you want to share these deals with any of your colleagues or any of your like investors, etc., or even just gauge interest from others to basically see if they would be interested in this sort of thing. Then you can do that. You also have the links. If these properties are on portals, then you also have the link to go to the portals if you wanted to go. But you can actually, again, for this one, same thing, you can actually get the full addresses and then you can generate branded reports. Some of you may have already configured it. So if you want to create your own branding with your colors, your logo, all of that stuff, you can actually do that. And you can customize information on this report. You can actually add your own custom description. get rid of all of this stuff if you wanted to, and then say, I've found you, except I've found a great opportunity for you. I charge 10K sourcing fee or whatever your model is, basically. So this you can actually generate for any of the properties, and then just by clicking here, that would allow you to actually generate a branded deal pack. So in this case, I've generated a editable link. So this can be directly shared on any of the platform social media. So if you wanted to actually go onto a WhatsApp group and say, I've got a great deal, anybody interested? So that's how you actually can get investors for for the opportunities which you find with us, without giving away your secret on what is the property details. I mean, all the stuff which you were seeing here is your information. You don't want anybody else to know that, okay, it's this flat on this in this building, so everyone can go directly bypassing you, or you don't want them to be going to talking to the agent, etc. So what we've just produced is basically, this is the link which I've actually added in the chat. You guys can also open it, and you will see this. In this case, I've got my client profile. Within my profile, I've actually got myself as Fortune Green. So it's actually added my logo, our number, and then so this in your case will be your branding. You can add in here, and people will be able to see. I didn't change the text on this one, but you could have actually added information from your side. So that would allow you to start getting people interested, what information you wanted to share over there, if whether it's around sourcing fee, whether it's on how you operate, etc. But if you wanted them to get in touch with you, they can click the reserve now button, and this leads will directly come to you. So this is a great way for you to build your pipeline on both sides and saying, I want investors interested in my stock, and then I also want to basically be securing stock. So you've obviously found something on our platform, pressed a few buttons, able to generate the deal pack, chuck it into WhatsApp, chuck it into social media or any of your existing mailing lists, and boom, you've got loads of interested parties looking at the deals which you basically didn't really spend much time finding, but are able to then start engaging all these people, which then allows you to also directly go to the vendors and say, actually, I've got all these 20 buyers interested in your property. Can I actually make you an offer? So this is a great way for you to do it. There's no one way of saying, I want all the investors and then I'll find the deals, or I've got all these deals, but I don't have investors. You have to have the right balance. If you want to scale your business, you have to have a system which actually is always generating stuff for you. So very quickly, conscious of time, I just wanted to quickly go back on here. And when we were looking at these results, one of the things you basically see in here is you can actually sort by how long they have been on the market, etc. And then you can also actually look at all the D2V flags, which is the direct to vendor, if you have already guessed it. And what you see here is if you wanted to actually get in touch with all of these properties with full addresses and just reach out to everybody who's actually well, I'm assuming all of these people are in your criteria. I mean, you can uncheck anything which you don't like, for instance, but otherwise you can simply press this contact vendor button, and that would take you directly to our brand new direct mailing, so AI powered direct mailing platform, which is a separate platform, although just because you are using PDI, you are seamlessly transferred from one platform to the other. So what this has now done is it's just taken us to the new release of letter sending platform. So effectively, without you spending a lot of time, if you wanted to send out beautiful looking postcards, or you wanted to send out letters, professional looking letters, or you only wanted to print out stuff, that you can do. So this, some of this stuff which some of you may have seen before, it automatically takes from your profile. So once your profile has been set up, if anybody actually hasn't got their profile set up and is using PDI, can you please put that in the chat? We would be more than happy to help you guys have that set up, because it only takes a few minutes, but it's one of those things. You don't want to be losing out all the benefits which you get with the PDI, and that gives the best impression when somebody is receiving your letters or when somebody is receiving your reports. So they basically, whether it's with your brand colors, whether it's with your lead magnet or anything, just let us know and we'll help you guys out. So this has got a lead magnet in it as well, and then I think. Charlie, is it okay if we kind of use you as a use case in terms of how maybe some of the stuff you sent out with and maybe share about your business link as well? Is that okay? Okay, cool. Right. So rather than me showing what I'm doing, but I'm going to basically show what Charlie, who only joined us after last webinar a couple of weeks ago, actually. He wasn't even on the webinar though. He just watched the recording. So we helped him around, and basically we had some letters going out. I think some of you guys joined late. He was talking about, so he's had a few of those people come back to him, and they've already made three or four offers. Actually, four people came back. I think they made a couple of offers, and they're waiting to hear back on them. And good luck, Charlie. Hopefully, everyone can root for him. He will secure at least one or two of them. Hopefully, more as others people will also respond. So what I'm just showing now is in the past, what you may have seen is this was only letters, but from yesterday onwards, so we've launched our postcards option as well. So now you can actually send any of these letters as before, or you can also add nice postcards, which basically a lot of people are thinking people don't open landlord, they throw it in the bin, etc. So a lot of people have started doing postcards more and more because you can get your message in people's face without having to basically worry about, oh, did they read the message, etc. If you've got something catchy, nice and swift, just put that in the postcode. And these are three designs where you can basically, as an agent, use these. And my screen is a bit different resolution, but hopefully you guys can all see it. So you basically can add a custom image. So this image can be actually edited. And then you can have your own wording, and then this space is there. If you wanted to add your image as well as a professional, you can add it. So these are the three designs which are basically available within the platform. You can actually add in your templates in here. You can select any of these things. And there is basically all these postcard templates which have been added in here as well. So you can actually make instant cash offers, rent to rent people if you wanted to make guaranteed rent offers. Again, there are some of these existing ones, so you don't have to be thinking about it. If you've got cash offers for buyers waiting, etc., so you can simply create it here. It will all fill these things for you. So there's a new editing kind of area. You can actually add things like your cash offer or whatever. So basically you can specify here. So these are big text, so you have to make sure you can actually kind of specify something like that, and it will automatically generate. You can add your images. I'm not going to do that conscious of time, but ultimately you can actually put the property images or anything else if related to your business you wanted to put it in here. You can actually do that. And then basically, if I let me actually do that because I wanted to show you something very specific. Is there anybody who's basically sending letters but maybe not using us and uses anything else, whether it's leaflets, etc.? Anybody who's there who's actually like doing that? I just wanted to know because I wanted to talk about something very specific which can help you guys. Has anybody been sending letters, maybe not using us, or is doing whatever something else? Or sending letters, or have done in the past? It doesn't have to be right now, but if we have done it in the past, that's also fine. Just wanted to understand. Okay, so what basically I'm doing is I've just added the image of the property. So for instance, this has allowed me to create a postcard. So this will create a nicely created postcard. And now, so this is something new as well. So which is we've recently added yesterday, the big release which went out. So now you actually have multiple options within letter sending. And I think some of you guys who have done it before, so can maybe pay attention. Others, it's just everything is new. So you have various options now. Obviously, you selected, what do you call it? Like the letters versus postcards. So even when you select postcards or letters, you can actually decide whether you want our team or our behind the scenes bots to handle everything for you. So where you basically can design this nicely crafted postcards, and then ultimately it would be automatically delivered. And then I'll share about the new pricing structure as well. There's a lot of discount options as well. Or in some cases, you might say, actually, you know what, I've got my own printer facility, or I don't mind doing it all myself. I just wanted to create these beautiful crafted letters for hundreds or thousands of them. That's absolutely fine. You can actually just do the PDF download only, and that only costs you some pennies for every letter. So essentially, you can actually generate a lot of those. And if you are somebody with the leaflet distribution, etc., that's something we can do. Or if you have a supplier who you like better than us, which I doubt you will, but anyways, for whatever reason. But this is an extra option now that you can do. But bear in mind, this is a PDF only option. It's not going anywhere. So if you will do this, this will allow you to download the letters or postcards generated in hundreds of or tens or twenties or whatever numbers you generate, and they will be just given to you. So you can then print it out, post it yourself, or hand drop it or whatever you like. But it's an option which you have. It's ready to print mail merged letters or postcards which can be generated. But if you want everything to be done for you, which I'm hearing most people on this call don't like to add work, they want more automation. In that case, you simply select this option and then you basically just go ahead and press submit, which will then submit your well, basically you proceed to payment and you can actually complete the payment on that. A lot of time people keep asking me, how many letters should I send? What sort of ROI will I get? And all of those things. We basically have added a few different things, and yeah, I might as well just click that. So yeah, this is actually a new thing which has been just again added. It's a massive discounts which we've agreed. Some of them are available straight away. So the current pricing was 1.34 or something for up to 100 or so. It's massively gone down to 0.91, 400 to 500. You can see the different tiers. And then for these pricing, we even have pricing as little as 41p for per letter. So you have volume discounts, but these are only available when we've pre-agreed with you guys. So it's basically, so we will have to update and set up your accounts in a certain way where there's minimum like volumes which are required, and then you would be able to massively send more letters at much lesser prices, etc., which means more people coming back to you, which allows you to scale your business and grow your revenues quickly. Again, you've got the same thing for postcards as well. And then the PDFs are start at 20p and they can be just as little as 2p every PDF which you generate. That's something which you should have a look at. And then there is also an ROI calculator which has been added. You can actually select whether you're an investor or you are basically what you're sending, how many letters you're sending. It gives you the industry averages, what is a typical price. If you are actually charging people 3 grand, you can change that number here. If you're actually charging more, less, etc. If you expect higher or lower in, response rates, you can actually fiddle that and then see how these numbers change. But quite honestly, you generally get a lot of response on that. If you also wanted to just decide how many letters should I send, you have a specific budget, etc. You can specify what my target revenue is, and based on that, it will tell you how many letters you should send, or you should say, this is my budget, tell me how many letters can I send, for instance. Then it can actually optimize for budget or for or by basically quantity, etc. So you can do some of this. I know there was quite a lot of things to cover. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure I can highlight some of the new features which will allow you to understand how you can convert, because the finding of deals part is easy, finding motivated vendors on our platform is easy. Making sure that you're actually doing the right things and when getting in touch is quite important, and this is quite a major new feature. So if you find yourself lost, just let us know. We'll be happy to kind of help on that aspect. I'm just going to jump around quickly because I want to make sure we talk about motivated vendors a little bit more. So this is the area which is where most of the magic happens. I know a few people asked rent to rent, some filters and stuff, and how do I actually go about it? So that's something which we'll quickly cover. So anybody, postcode time, anyone wants to give any postcodes, outcodes, any areas where you're looking for rent-to-rent vendors? Let's just focus on rent-to-rent because I know rent-to-rent people have been waiting patiently for us. All right, Balmini has come up. SW3. Anybody else?
CO4.
CO4. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Okay. Well, bottom line is you can actually add multiple postcodes or outcodes here. Sorry, did I hear something else?
Yeah, it's Kennedy.
Yeah. Anything else?
IP
P14. Yeah, there you go.
IP2 or IP2 or something.
IP2 or something. So you can basically add over here. So let's just use this now. So what this is doing is it's actually allowing you to use different filters. And I think some of you have asked this and we've basically had quick conversations around it. But this is one of the most powerful screen which can do whatever you like it to do as long as you use it in the right way, right? So if you are talking about rent to rent, and again, the same principles apply for sales, for other things. This is everything which you can see people asked around expired stock and stuff like that. So this is basically showing you everything, as in whether you want to look at everything which just came to market today, or you wanted to look at something which came to the market, no longer is available, vendors who might be more motivated, vendors which are not so motivated. So this allows you to select different filters and get an outcome which you want, right? So if you are talking about rent to rent, I think Bamini was asking earlier that, oh, is it a good strategy or not? I think it's actually a brilliant strategy and people are making a lot of money as long as you are able to secure the right deals in terms of when finding who do you contact, when do you contact, and then also being able to present those deals which you've got to your clients in a nice way such that you can find people willing to invest in those deals. So you could be charging, whether obviously you're looking to
No, it's for myself. So I'm looking the deals for myself to invest in. So
fair enough, which is what I was about to say. So whether you're looking at for yourself or whether you want to pass on some deals to others, and quite honestly, a lot of times we have people saying we're looking for ourselves, and then because you get so many options and opportunities with us, then you sometimes actually say, you know what, why not make some money with it? Because everyone's interested in rent-to-rent deals. If you've already got a vendor interested or a landlord interested, let's just pass it to others. And you can also list it on our platform or share it within our network as well. So that's a good way to do it. But of course, if you can manage and scale yourself and keep all of them, fair enough, do that. So
maybe not all of them, but at least to start with, maybe not all.
Sure, absolutely. So what we're doing is, so we select, so these are your, if you don't do anything else, just remember this. So anybody who's come to the market, rent to rent isn't one of those where you go after, and especially depending on who you are, if you're Foxtons or one of the top agents, then fair enough, you want to go after every landlord and say, I'm going to handle it for you. But if you talk about what's the bread and butter best case filters, of course, nobody's saying you can't do it in any other way, but I'm generally saying what works the best based on our users' feedbacks and everything. So you can look at people who are on the market, have been struggling. So you focus on reductions, right? So has people been on the market? Have the agents been messing them around? Have they actually been reducing price in trying to actually find somebody? And then the other one is actually looking at stock which is failed to rent. So this one you can select sell, sale, or rent, depending on whether you're looking for sales listing or rental listing. And you can look at adding the filters. So let's just say if I say the last 6 months, show me everything. And then you can also include or let everything else be coming back to you based on show me livestock, show me let agreed, show me include expired, etc. So you can actually do that. So I think the question was initially earlier saying, oh, we see expired, what does that mean, sort of thing. So I guess it all depends on, are you interested in off-market stock, or are you only interested in stock which is on the market and everybody else can find it? So as a platform, we track everything. So whether the property is available on the market or whether it's no longer available, no one can actually find it. You are able to do everything at PDI. So effectively, we want to make sure you can understand the different statuses. These are just statuses in terms of the market listings, whether something came to the market, was it let out, was it sold, or basically it just expired, the vendor tried and failed. These are your perfect candidates of saying you've tried everything, you came to the market, you price reduced it, you went with multiple agents, you've actually just been on the market for 6 months, you've had all these people walking through your door. Can I just make you a cash offer, or can I actually just give you a guaranteed rent solution? So that would be a perfect use case of how you approach and who you approach depending on your budget. Then you've actually got all these results. So basically based on these 4 filters which we selected, you've actually got 2,349 results which came out. By default, we only show you 100 results because there's quite a lot of data. We've got some 15 million or something results in our system, or actually we got over 30 million, but then the market listing I'm talking about. So they are all there, but we only show you what you can basically see. It's got because we didn't specify any dates and we said everything, so you can actually start seeing all of these properties which have been on the market, came to the market. Some of them very quickly have been expired, etc. So you will see it's got agent names, and every property you see here will be with full addresses. Every single thing which you see within this area is with full addresses. This is like a secret sauce which agents use all over the country from PDI's data, which allows them to secure these vendors and saying, actually, you are with my other competitor. Can I help you? Can I let your property? Can I manage your property? Can I sell your property? All of these agents are trying to secure other agent stock. How do they make their money? How do they make millions? They are basically wanting to get new instructions. You can't go on Rightmoves and Zooplas and expect being an agent you will get the vendors interested. I mean, you get one or two leads, or I mean, what I keep hearing is everybody's competing. Almost 20 to 30 agents are actually competing for every single vendor that comes in. So the chances of conversions are very low. Whereas over here, you're actually able to go after whoever you like, whenever you like, and you're able to secure them without competing with anybody. So what you are seeing here is all these people who have basically come to the market recently. What I also suggest when we're doing rent and stuff, we should also try and target at least people who've been on the market for a bit of time. So typically more than 2 months they've been on there. So you don't have to be the ones running around them. You want to go after the people who are disappointed, right? So who would be willing to listen to you. And if you want to be selective, you can also target people who are independent landlords like Open Rent ones or some of the other ones. You don't have to, but it's just different strategies. So if you wanted to actually say, show me everything which has also been on Open Rent within this 100 results, so you can actually just do that as well. And it's basically showing you all of these people so you can actually get in touch. But this shows you everything. And then if you want to load more, you can actually load the next 100,000, 5,000, 10,000. By the way, this does cost you every time you load the next 100, it costs you one agent credit. So we've had a few people who basically had about 10,000 results loaded, and they say, where are my credits gone? I'm like, well, basically you're actually just loading all of the stuff for things, and hopefully you're not just doing it for the sake of it. But if you wanted to get in touch with 100 people, 1,000 people or whatever, you can easily pull that stuff and it will let you send the letters to all of the people quickly. And I think there was a question from Coyote around, I don't want to be spending credits every time I'm looking at it. No worries at all. You can simply press the export button and it would let you download to CSV, Excel, JSON, text, whatever you like. And that is obviously on your machine. Now you have it. And I think, Charlie, you were also trying to figure out, I've sent it to a few people. How do I make sure I know who I've sent it to, etc. So this is, again, another tip for you, whether it's from Deal Finder or whether it's from here. You can download these people you're sending it to, and you can save them and label them accordingly so that you'll know this is the first lot, this is the second lot, etc. And that doesn't require you to be having to come back here, opening this again and again, which obviously you're spending credits for as well. So that's another like a tip for you guys.
So Nitin, I have a question. So I see all the other postcodes quite a lot, but SW3, there are only like very few or limited which came up.
Well, yeah, you can basically filter in there because this is showing you 25 results out of the like 100, so that sort of thing. So yeah, you've got SW3 within the 100. These are your 9 results. But obviously E14 and E16 and E15 are the most populated areas within the whole of UK. So you'll always have the most number of properties in here. But if you just put SW3, I mean, we're talking about 100 results, not 2,349. So if you were to sort of, for instance, load more, it will basically load the next matches. Because I've actually given 4 of these postcodes, that's why it's showing all of them, because we conscious of time and everything. So we wanted to actually try and show that you get results. But obviously for your purpose, you will not be one putting everything. And then right now, like I said, for instance, I've just done I'm now out of 200, you've now got a lot more. So basically just what it is. So you can go as narrow as you want, or you can go as wide as you want. That's ultimately down to you guys, how you do it. For your benefit, all the rent-to-rent lovers, there you go. So basically, if I give you this listing to our, what is it, 1st October, I can create an AI alert. So this is a very important one. A lot of people don't use this feature, which is really, really, really powerful, and you must use it. I think this will make your life so much easier. So when you've got all these filters right, so in this case, you will have all these four, by the way, but you can easily come when you open it, you can get rid of the postcodes which you don't want, add the ones which you like, change anything you like, and then it will set up everything in your profiles. So if anybody is interested in these deal alerts and how these AI alerts work, you can actually create these as alerts. And I also use them as bookmarks. So a lot of time people also say, how can I actually find the same till I kind of forgot what I was doing earlier, etc. So you can see all of these in your My Account AI deal alerts area, whether it's for deal finder, whether it's for motivated vendor area, etc. And you can simply come here and with one click, it would allow you to get the same results. So you don't actually have to be remembering what I entered, etc. So you have them as bookmarks and they are showing up to you. If I give you guys this link in the chat, this will allow you to actually create it on your side as well. So if you have like if you just wherever you are logged in, or if you don't even have a PDI account yet, just click on this link. It will ask you to register and you'll be able to instantly see all the results which we are seeing. So for rent to rent, these are like some good filters. And otherwise, you can also look at a listing 4 days. This is another one which is quite useful. So say 60-day onwards. And if I was just for, I mean, get rid of all these stuff and say, I'm sure I want to understand all of the stock which came in SW3. In this case, it's 387 results just for you. So you can see all of these stock in SW3. You can actually see and target these people in that manner. So very quickly, is there any questions on this part? I know I've tried to kind of cover whatever there was there.
Yes,
so yes, go on.
Yes, my question is the question I asked the other time, the column, that status, is it the expire and the other ones, that column? Can you please explain it, please?
This one, yeah?
No, the status.
Oh, this one, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just a stock which is no longer on the portals. You can't find it anywhere. No one can find it. So, but you can.
Okay, no one can find it.
Yeah. So if you
Does that mean it's
yes, so if you go on the big portals and look for these listings, you can't find the stock.
But it's still available to rent.
Well, it's people who've come to the market. So because this area, as I said, you've got to use the filters according to yourself, right? So this shows you everything. It's available, it's not available, it's sold, it's not sold. Every status is available, right? So what this is giving you is they came. So basically, as I said, if you don't like expired, by the way, feel free to get rid of it from here. But it's a very important filter because you want to cut down the competition, right? So if you want to cut down the competition, you want to say people who were motivated, they came to the market. So if think about motivation, everyone keeps saying, I want motivated vendor. I want people who like can take my offer, who will be below market value and all of that. Everyone wants to do that, but nobody comes to market thinking I want a below market value offer for my property. Right. I have never found one, and I'm not sure if you guys have found somebody who's actually motivated for that. So what would be making them motivated? What would be pushing them towards that like ability for you to entice them? You want to basically look at different things. How long have they been on the market? Have they been reducing prices? Have they been basically, for instance, sometimes you can even actually see the same addresses coming twice with different agents, etc. So you can also filter on those and start seeing actually this guy's tried with one agent, but tried with another agent, came to the market, left the market, etc., etc. So that is giving you the ability to understand where mentally they will be will they be wanting to take my 20% below market value offer if I give them a cash offer? I mean, that's in the case mostly on the sales side. But and even from a rent-to-rent perspective, most of the times when you ring a landlord, they'd be like, "Oh, I don't know who you are. I don't want to talk to you," kind of thing, right? So you want to make sure they are willing to listen. And people who are going to be more demotivated, they've tried the usual agent route, they've tried listing and everything, and they've reduced pricing and still are not let out. Those are your targets, right? You want to be targeting them. For instance, in this case, you see this has been let, so you can exclude that sort of thing. So you can actually start filtering it down. We haven't used all of the filters, so you can actually start filtering it down and all of those things which will allow you to get in touch with people. And these filters, these statuses are, by the way, whatever was updated based on the listing at that time. They don't necessarily have to be, for instance, I mean, it's expired, but it's also just added. It's just how we pull the data from source, and we've updated it all the time. But then sometimes agents don't update it because they want people to see a just added label on that, so people are more interested, etc. So all those things are tricks agents play. But then you have to kind of say you've got the system, the ability to see everything, then you can start creating your own ways of doing it. So this is a very much of a playpan area for you to start. What strategy works for me? What am I offering? You can start stitching filters together, which will allow you to start converting people. And I think this is where Charlie, who mentioned, he basically came here, I believe, in this area, sent out a few hundred letters, and he's had a few people already coming back. They've already made a couple of offers. So that's just how it works. And again, he's only just figuring his way out, I believe. And we've had a few conversations around how to do this, how to do that. And I think hopefully he feels that we've supported them well. And then essentially that's how people are able to convert. I think I had their website somewhere open where people are actually using the lead magnet. How do you combine some of these things? And I think we spoke some time back around how you can get lead magnets. So this is actually Charlie's website. So obviously they have a very nice website, and what they've done is they've actually included the lead magnet, which basically is an instant valuation widget sat on their website. So people who are scanning the QR codes can actually come in here, put in any postcode, etc., and the leads go directly to Charlie's team or Charlie himself, essentially, however, basically you want it, and you can customize these lead magnets. Any question? I think somebody was trying to say
Yeah,
something.
Nitin, just a couple of quick ones. So this does not go and show who the owner or the landlord is. So that has to come from land registry. Do you have that option here? Does it pull the land name of the landlord there?
Sure. Not on the portal directly, but for our some enterprise clients, we do that. So we have integrations with land registry, we can do it. But I mean, for smaller clients who just need a few of them, they can also just do it directly as well. So you can also always pay land registry directly. But if you want to do this in bulk, so for our asset management clients, etc., we build solutions where all of that is done by our team. We pull the land registry documents and automatically send them to the owners as well. So there's a lot of things which we do off the platform, whether you're looking for commercial deals, whether you're looking for assets where they're actually leases are expired or about to expire, so there's big money to be made on the commercial side. So those things we do for our clients, where you want to look at portfolio companies, owned properties, etc. So then in those cases, we also have property owners details, etc. All those things as well we do. But there's quite a lot on the platform already, and we don't want to overwhelm people.
Yeah. It was just nice to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just thinking, because you can do it by yourself, but it's just a matter of it takes time. And how up to date are the data? Obviously, you can't keep the properties exchange hands every day, so you can't keep updating all the time. It's not foreign exchange, so
it's not instantaneous. If you mean like when I say instantaneous, it's not in seconds, but it's updated every hour or so. So you're basically every day at the very, very worst. So it's always up to date.
Okay, every hour. That's brilliant. I mean, if it is updated every hour, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously we run so many bad jobs, etc., behind the scenes. But it depends on what data needs to be updated when. So, for instance, our price paid information is only updated once a month because that's when the land registry updates their okay. There's no point in updating it every week or every day because it just doesn't. So we are updating as soon as the sources are updated, whether it's land registry, whether it's portals, whether it's EPC information, whether it's VOA, or councils, planning information, all of that data is also always pulled up from us as and when that's available.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Cool. So I hope I have answered most of the question. Any questions or anything in the chat which I haven't actually?
Yes, please. Yeah, my question is this. The letter, when we send a letter out, is the letter going straight to the landlord or the agent?
Sorry, your audio is a bit flickery, but I get the question. So yeah, it goes to the property. So you're sending it to the address. You're not sending it to the agent. Don't send it to the agent, man. They won't like you. So yeah. So I mean, I think obviously if you want to get in touch with the agents, then you can just ring them. Yeah, you don't have to like go to them. But yeah, short answer is it goes to the address,
I know the
which is
address.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So yeah, you don't want the agents to be picking your letters and then not giving it to the landlords.
At all.
Yeah, I think that would be a very quick way to drain your money and say, "Hey, it doesn't work." Yeah. Okay. Let me quickly go through the questions. Yeah, I think one of the other thing is regarding AI and stuff, which we've basically what we've been doing, and I think the pricing page. I think Zhao, can you actually quickly share on the pricing page as well? So this is where you can actually look at all the subscriptions. Very common question asked is, what is, I'm an investor, can I buy agent plans or what, how does it work, etc., etc. Short answer is agent plans has got everything which investor plans has plus more. And if you want to, most of the people on this call who are interested in, we want to go direct to vendor, we want to do rent to rent and all that stuff. All these things are our like more sophisticated features which are part of agent plans. If you want the lead magnet on your website, as we were just showing, so this kind of stuff, and the one which Charlie has, so you can actually get it part of all of the agent plans, and you can generate your QR code and everything as well. And where is it gone? Sorry, too many screens open. Yeah, and then you basically also have the ability to, if you want more support from us, then you can actually pick the premium plan, which allows you one-to-one session every month, where we can actually understand your needs and everything. Obviously, we still support you otherwise as well, but generally, if you want to fast track getting to where you want to achieve, so this is an easy one, and it gives you more credits. But if you are very happy with these webinars and one session every quarter, you can easily go for the gold plans. And yeah, so all this information is in here. Anybody who has given us this time is basically going to get a free complimentary onboarding session. So any of the agent plans, you will get a one complimentary session. So you would be able to get us to help you guys with your branding, with your lead magnet setup and everything. And then we can also give you the right strategies, etc., for your business. And depending on if you may be super advanced already, then we'll focus on from where you go from there. If you're basically literally just figuring out how do I use PDI, those kind of things, we try and help you, but you want to make the best use of the session, so you can kind of decide in that way. Currently, I think this is massively discounted. The yearly plans are 50% off. So if you're on a monthly plan, I think I know a couple of you guys who are, you're paying, well, I would prefer you guys stay for monthly sessions or monthly plans for forever. But for your own sake, if you want to save some money, then you should switch to the annual plan, basically, which is currently heavily discounted. So that's absolutely fine. But if you stay on monthly plans, it's perfect for us. More money for us. But I mean, for more for you to get all the credits in one go, which is one of the other reasons, because sometimes properties and one of those things where you're spending credits equally all the time. So you might have a busy time and etc., which is where the yearly sessions are really, really beneficial, because all the credits you get in one go, whether you spend them in 2 months or 12 months, is all down to you. Whenever you like to spend, everything is available for your purpose. So typically what happens is you're busy a couple of months, then you've got loads of things you're working on, don't touch it. You don't waste any credits. It will just be available in month 4 or 5 whenever you basically come back. If you're doing it routinely, then feel free to use monthly as well. So that's perfectly fine. And also, if anybody thinks they haven't got enough hours in the day, or they just would like somebody like Alex, who can actually, for those of you who don't know, Alex is our AI avatar who basically makes calls on our behalf. So we have a massive list of customers or prospects, which basically can reach out to you. And apologies if she's been pestering you a little bit, but we are basically making it smarter and smarter. And then we've helped a number of our clients who are basically trying to speak to landlords who might have the properties, etc. So if you have a big list of like whether you bought it or however, I don't want to be asking you how you got that list. But if you have a big list of customers, landlords, or clients, vendors, etc., you want to get in touch with, and don't like picking the phone, it can actually make calls on your behalf professionally, and then you can get the outputs. So you're only talking to interested parties. So that is a solution which we put in place for some agents, for some sourcing clients and investors who are trying to get in touch with people. I mean, I think especially for rent-to-rent kind of conversations, which a lot of times are not very fruitful. So those kind of lists, they can actually make calls. But if you just wanted to inquire from people, or even major lists you've accumulated over 10 years and you just want to see who's actually in the market now, can I start getting in touch with them, etc., etc., then also that can actually be helping you guys get in touch with. So that is something which has been really game changer for us, and we've basically built like a dashboard which it basically goes off and does most of the stuff on. But I mean, if you're currently using AI or leveraging it, perfect. I mean, most people, AI means ChatGPT and that's about it, but it's also quite powerful, by the way. But now you can actually generate a lot of things, who to contact, when to contact, what to say, all those kind of things. It's super powerful and can be trained in a really nice way. So yeah, I mean, if anybody is interested, there's like a minimum spend on that. I'm not saying you just come in, we're going to do it for you, but yeah, we have a few slots which we can basically accommodate. Again, it's only for you to scale up if you are looking to seriously scale up, but before that, leverage PDI properly, and then if you need more, then that can actually really be a great complementary add-on for how you can scale up, how you can actually have a presence 24/7, or even basically reach out while you're working elsewhere or holidaying elsewhere, so it can actually be doing work for you. All right. Right. I think that brings us towards the end of the presentation. Shao, did we share link for where people can get in touch with us? And I know a few of you guys are making good use of the chat feature in the website, but so there is like a chat bubble which is available within the thing, so you can have, if you have any problems or get stuck, you can just always ask us. But yeah, I mean, all the resources are in here. You can actually look at the tutorials, you can actually look at past videos and stuff, and you can register for webinars here, and you can also download our guides and stuff in here. So hopefully this has been useful. I can't read everything which has been said. Yeah, okay, fine. Charles just shared the company detail. Our contact details are also on all the pages, info@detailsinsight.com. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channels, please do, because that is where most of the useful stuff goes. I've just chucked the link into the YouTube into the chat as well. So this is where all of the new features and everything else is shared, and also past webinar recordings, but some exclusive content which is only given to people who subscribe. So you please subscribe if you're not already there. Okay, I think that's it really. I mean, hopefully this has been useful. Anybody who's got any questions, get in touch with us. And if you're still sitting on the fence, please do sign up. And if you're on the wrong package, you don't see some of the stuff which we're showing, get in touch with us. We'll help you upgrade or move to the right package, etc., whatever is needed. All right, guys, thanks a lot for bearing with us, and I will let you guys all crack on and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks a lot for joining. Hopefully see you again next month.
Yeah.